thought about the specialized 11th graders. And the CEFR descriptor is the students can give clear, detailed descriptions of real or imaginary events. And I will know my students can do this by asking them a question. How would you persuade your parents if you were accepted to participate in flex program?
Got it. And they would need to do it in speaking or writing?
Yes.
They need to write.
Okay, so you may, and they would be able to write, one paragraph answer. Okay.
Yes. And the second, for vocabulary, we will give the educational vocabulary and phrases related to the topic.
So that's good, but I want you to actually give the vocabulary.
By moving abroad.
You need to give those words. So same thing I said, give them. Students can speak using, or you know what I mean, write using moving abroad. But,
Yes.
okay?
Then for grammar, they will be able to build up the if sentences.
Or
reported
I wish
speech.
I would.
Okay.
I wish I had.
Okay.
this sentence.
Reported speech.
Then in type of practice, they will be to brainstorm and they will have to build up a dialogue between a parent and a child, like elbow partner. They will have to do it like
They need to make a
control.
dialogue together with their partner and they need to write it. The one is child, the one is parent, and he or she needs to persuade.
Oh.
They will practice this vocabulary in their
During the
class,
lesson,
during
yes.
the lesson.
Got it.
So to describe at least one activity, we thought it would be nice to write a letter to a grandparents asking them to help the student to persuade his parents.
To let them go.
Yes,
Yes.
to let them know.
Okay.
So, and objectives are the students will be able to write for informal letter and use if sentences, reported speech, and modal verbs in their writing.
All right. Sounds like it's on target.
Just vocabulary.
Yeah, vocabulary and I would just say whatever. Oh, for this assignment tomorrow, what Tamrika is going to look for is, are your ideas connected? So like if you're telling me they're writing something for a competition to go to America, the thing that I'm thinking in my head, how is that connected with them talking to their grandparents?
No, it wasn't. It was the beginning.
Yeah, whatever it is, you understand my point, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking they're going abroad, and then all of a sudden I'm talking to grandma and grandpa. So whatever you're doing, the ideas should be connected. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's not a bad idea. I'm not sure how it's connected. So
Yes.
you got my point?
Yes.
Let's hear one more, and then we're going to do a mingle. I hope.
Okay, for scale, information discussion we have chosen, and CEFR level B1, and CEFR descriptor can compare and contrast alternatives of discussing what to do, where to go, and etc. So the third one, without giving them an exam or a test, how will you know that your students can do this? I will know my students do this if the topic if the topic of the lesson is save the world. I will have my students make discussion about the problem and solution of saving the world, such as global warming, deforestation, RLT problem. And what vocabulary will your students need to know to be able to do this? Environment vocabulary such as greenhouse effect, pollution, cut down trees, smoking, carbon dioxide, climate change. And what grammar will they need to know to be able to do this? If conditionals type 2. For example, if human being was not eager to waste water, there wouldn't be the problem with RLC. And the next one, what kind of practice will they need to develop the confidence to do this? I would give students the information or facts about today's global problems. Then they should express their opinion with using if conditionals type 2. And describe at least one activity or task you could use to help your students reach this standard. I will do the activity fluency line with my students and make them to give at least one solution for the question, how can we save the world? After that, we will select all solutions and put them into the graphical organizer, fact and opinion.
Okay, I have one question just to double check. Was the CEFR descriptor about speaking or writing?
Speaking.
So I'm going to ask myself, it's perfect, right? It connected the I can, which is some abstract idea, with everything you were doing.
Yes.
Yeah, post that one as an example. If people, right, you can post yours if you want to post yours. Can we do a 10-minute mingle or 7-minute? You just walk around and talk to different people? Because I love everyone sharing, but it's better if you share with more people. Because otherwise one person talks and 51 kind of sit and listen. I would love for us to just walk around and try to practice presenting our ideas to 3 different people. Is that okay? Is that alright? So now you can do yours. Everyone stand up and then we'll do a little bubble dance. You got 7 minutes, timekeeper. Present your ideas and tell them if they got it. Yes, that makes sense. It's connected. No, it's not connected. We're going to dance after because this is quite a heavy thing to do, no? It's really heavy, and what I find heavy about it, it's very abstract. So to do it really
They can do is by asking them to write about their favorite celebrity. Describing them. A lot,
My topic is about what skills in one team improve, yes?
To find some solution. Vocabulary yazarsın. Hem de grammardan hem de
Basically, I added it because to me, I'm going to have to do it. I need a graphic organizer, right? So you would explain how. Explain how. You're good. I'm looking at my gamer over there. Who said these? Come on. Gap, Ayla, no video game. Come on.
For example, I would like to
Yes, for example, I add, for example, I get up at 7 o'clock because if this one they do according to themselves. And here they use A2. This one is here, waiting for orientation. A2, yes, A2 for the fifth class, A2. They don't know. Activity, how can I do that? I will ask questions.
I will ask them. I will give them infographic with infinitive form of the daily basis, and on the second column they should fill it with the second form.
Yeah.
Some regular words and
irregular.
go see it and do.
Yeah.
Then I'll ask them work in group and work with they should make 5W plus chart graphic. All right. I'll include here questions. Where did you go? What did you see? What did you do? What did you eat? Following these questions, they should write some information on this. And at the end of the task, I'll ask them to sit separately and write a letter including these questions to the friend how this experience. All right?
Keyin balon saramoqchi keyin deganda bu o'quvchilarda qila olish qobiliyati A2. Can we use infographics only this or
The parts of the introduction and in these three parts you can add in order to teach them. Practice.
may I?
Which women for ideas? Problem is
A1 is still easy, and it will make some trial. 6-7. 8'da A2 plus. A2 plus. B1 yo'da
B1 bo'ladi.
B mana. Yo'q. Даже 9'dan A2 plus bo'ladi. 9'dan. Chunki ular hali mana azga
And maybe children
You got your answer, but the thing is, it has to be
For example, in the 8th grade, A2 is Required from 8th grade pupil.
Right here. Pounds. Oh, you want to do A2? Short. Personal experience, very short. Writing about personal experiences. Their personal experiences is the.
So what did they watch yesterday, maybe last week?
That's what you're saying, right? They have to talk about things that they watched and they like. I watched, I like. But you have to give examples. Interesting, boring, funny. You could say that. One nature show, one comedy. I'm thinking in my head, maybe the reading, how is it saying, or speaking, but it makes sense because you don't want to read, you want to talk. Thank you so much. You did great. I think we're going to transition. I'm going to explain the assignment, and then we'll do a review, and then we're good.
Would you like to talk to the judge?
Okay, I'll just explain tomorrow's assignment, and we'll do a review, alright? But once again, I'm going to say this clearly. If I see people with the same work, I'm just going to hand it back to you. I'm not giving you a grade. You got to do different things. Okay? So what is the assignment for tomorrow? Just so your brain starts kind of preparing. You're going to develop a task, and it should contribute to your students' accomplishment of one of these can-do statements. Can you shut the AC off just so people in the back can hear me? Okay, so there's different ways, but let's see. Use one of the task types you've learned. Remember TBL? I think you have learned a lot of different types of tasks, right? Yes. That's all it is, right? Storytelling, brainstorming, ordering, sorting, sharing, difference, right? Comparing. You choose one of these. Okay. And what do? Hopefully your activity has more than one skill. Yes. Right? More than one skill. And you should have a graphic organizer. Right? You don't need to make it. You don't need to make an example. Just say, I would use Ideal Wheel to have my students write about, read about, you see, talk about, whatever it is. And then it should show some aspect of learner-centered, which just means group work, pair work, like getting them to work together. Yeah. So what does it say? You choose any descriptor and the scale. We've got that. That's pretty straightforward. state what the students and teachers will do. So, right, you may say, teacher will, da-da-da. Student will, da-da-da. Teacher will say, da-da-da. Students will write, da-da-da. Something like this, back and forth. So, students' actions may include questions they're writing, interviewing, reading. I'm explaining the assessment, yeah. Reading the text, comparing with a partner. These are just examples. You choose one. Completing a graphic organizer. You don't have to write a whole lesson plan, please. Some people for the module 2 wrote me so many things, like everything that was in the module. I'm not really interested in you saying back everything you learned. I'm interested in how you apply it. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. I could just go back into the manual and read it. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Right? Like, I don't want to read everything that's already written there. I want to see what you think about it. All right. So I think that's it. You don't have to write the whole task sequence. Just describe it. Yeah. I don't think this is enough space. Anyone who tries to squeeze it in here, you're going to have to write like an ant. Yes. You're going to have to write so small. No one can read it. Yeah, do it on paper. So, basically, is the task good for the level? Are you having more than one skill? Is there a graphic organizer? Is it learner-centered? Any questions? Don't start working on this tomorrow. We're going to work on it for about an hour and a half. Don't start working on this tonight. I'm also a little tired. We're going to start working on it tomorrow. Okay? I don't want to read the same thing like 30 times. Okay? I want individual ideas. So we got about 30 minutes left. We're going to do 2 review activities. The first one is, where are all those little papers? Did I hand them? Oh, they're right here. We'll do a quick quiz trade. You have a question?
What do you write the line time?
What do you mean time?
Time in the red time. What kind of time you should write?
I don't know what you mean by time.
Takes our activity.
Ah, okay, so. No, you need it, yeah.
Is it a lesson plan?
It's not a lesson plan.
That's why. What do you?
Here's what I think it means. Let me explain. They know. Listen to them. Don't listen to me.
Explain, please.
So, what I think it means is if I'm doing an interviewing task, realistically, it's going to probably take 20 minutes. If I'm doing a graphic organizer before or after, that's going to take 15 minutes. So when you explain whatever it is you're doing, just say how long it would take. Does that make sense? If I'm given a direction, I'm done after 1 minute. Then my students will probably take 15 minutes writing. Is that clear?
Clear.
To me, yeah, seems pretty clear.
But the time must be not more than
45. Yeah, it should be realistic. All right. Before we Bubbles, DJ.
Is it overall task here?
What's the question?
Overall task here.
Where?
45 minutes. A description of teacher and student actions. What process is here?
Everything that's included in the rubric. What is the type you chose? What skills are being used? What graphic organizer? How is it learner-centered?